Hey, this is Brett Karstens. I'm the Haunted Medium, and you are listening to Bigfoot Club Podcast.
Hey guys, please go to our website at www.bigfootclubpodcast.com. Check out our merch and all episodes. Also, please look for our social media at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Bigfoot Club 1. That's Bigfoot Club number 1. Also, check out Matt Knapp's Bigfoot Crossroads on YouTube.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Bigfoot Club, Season 4, Episode 7. I'm here with Steven. Steven, say what's up.
What's up?
Damn, like I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah, I know, right?
Say what's up. It's been a while since we did his last show. I think the last show we did was on February 27th. So, it's been a while. I just wanted to say really quick. Recently, we got past 34,000 downloads, so I'm pretty happy with that. Please, I want to tell everybody, please go to our website, www.bigfootclubpodcast.com. Check out all our old episodes. Check out our merch. Check out our bios. Please go there and support us. So
yeah, what Robert said.
So
how are you doing?
Man, I'm good. It's been a good week, work wise, and therapy. Not therapy, but I'm already past therapy already. So everything's been going good. One thing I wanted to say, and we didn't talk about this off show. The trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
That just came out, and I know, like in the past, I've always sent you stuff. Mm-hmm. Like there was not an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer; it was like a fan made stuff.
Yeah,
and I so sent it to you, and you just go, "It's not real."
Yeah, it would. Yeah, Robert would find these fan made trailers, and anybody that knows me, I am not a fan of fan made trailers. I think it's. I'm gonna be honest, it's dumb.
Yeah.
And then there's just some people out there that see like, oh my god, this looks so good. It's just borrowed scenes from different movies.
I love it when you do like everybody else's voice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Yeah. So no, it was good seeing an actual trailer for the actual show with actual music and actual production of them putting it together, and it was great. I'm excited for it.
What I really loved about it is that they I know if Juan was here, he'd probably say, I don't care about the music, but they used the Dual Fates music.
The church music?
The whole church music to begin off the trailer. Mm. And I don't know if you caught it, like toward the end, and I know I'm really getting into music here, toward the end, whenever they were like, that there was, hope survives, and they were doing the music. It's the scene where Anakin had just finished killing off the rest of the group, and he's sitting there contemplating what he did, and he's got his hood on, and he's kind of like has a teardrop, and that music right there is how they ended this trailer. Mm-hmm. So almost kind of like giving you a preview on what's to come on the show. So
yeah, why do you think they played Dual Fates though? You think Darth Maul might come back?
Well, he's probably gonna fight Anakin again. So
yeah, but Duel of Fates is what we know. Well, we don't know Obi-Wan, but young Obi-Wan, of him taking down a Sith apprentice, Darth Maul,
like twice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So people who know, the Phantom Menace, and then Dave Filoni, when they do Rebels and stuff, he fights him again. So it's a spoiler right there, but
yeah.
But yeah, they're probably gonna do that. So I'm pretty excited about that. But
are they gonna get Ray Park or Sam? Is it Sam Witwer?
The guy that does the voice?
Yeah, he does the voice, and he's also he plays the clone or the young apprentice for Darth Vader in The Force Unleashed. Mm-hmm. So I thought that's
the video game or the
video game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little backstory there.
Little backstory. So you want to tell the the people, the peeps, why we might sound a little different?
Yeah, we're doing the show today on my H2N Zoom microphone. This is a microphone I purchased a while back as a backup to the Rodecaster Pro, and like I wanted to use it. Number one, I wanted to use it in the field to do Bigfoot stuff, because what the H2N Zoom is, it's an omnidirectional mic, so it picks up everything all around. I probably heard that.
Yeah.
So it picks up everything. So it's good for paranormal investigations. It's good for being in the field and getting audio for Bigfoot calls or screams or tree knocks or whatever that you want to do. But it's mainly used for like interviews and conferences, and also to record music. Like if you're at a concert and you want to, I guess the artist wants to record their music, like acoustic style or like live concert style. So this is what they would use, like a small time independent group, to record the music and stuff. So if we sound a little weird, that's the reason why we're doing the H2N Zoom. Because down the road, I want to go to a Bigfoot conference or a comic book conference or a paranormal conference and just go and interview people and just talk to people about their stories and their experiences and stuff. So.
Yep. Yep.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm
okay.
Fine. So yeah, you're gonna hear us drinking our Coke Zero. You're gonna hear Nate probably belching.
Yeah. Yeah, it picks up everything. So
yeah, it literally picks up everything.
Like it'll pick me up typing right there. I'm typing. So.
Mm-hmm. And this is me touching the table.
Yeah. You like do it with such care.
Because this table helps us with our food.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. I personally have never investigated this area, even though it's in like close to the Metroplex here in Dallas. No, a lot of people don't. I mean, we don't advertise it all the time. We live in North Texas, Dallas Fort Worth area, and this hotel is like right on the other side of Fort Worth, the Baker Hotel.
In Mineral Wells.
Mineral Wells. So, I've never, personally investigated it, but I would love to go do that, because I think right now they're doing like renovations right now, but I don't know if they're letting people do investigations. So if I'm wrong on that, please like email us at bigfootclub1@gmail.com to do any kind of corrections and stuff like that, to let us know that if they're allowing investigations, because right now I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say on the internet or their website that they're allowing investigations, but I do want to talk about this place. It's a place I've always wanted to go. It's on my bucket list to do paranormal stuff. So I don't know. So you want to jump right into it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about the history a little bit, and then we'll converse about it, and
I think you should probably talk about the city.
Yeah.
What its origin is, because when you told me this, I didn't know anything about it, and I was like, wow, that's actually that's pretty eerie.
Yeah.
And weird. But yeah, Robert, take it away.
In 1877, James Alvis Lynch, his family and 50 head of livestock left Denison, Texas, and were headed west to go to a drier climate and to relieve from malaria. Both James Lynch and his wife, Amanda, suffered from rheumatism. When the family received news of Comanche attacks further west, they decided to settle where they were in the valley tucked in the hills of Palo Pinto County, which is, Mineral Wells. Mm-hmm. So, all through the location, the Lynch family settled in a beautiful and 4 miles from a water source, which is the Brazos River. By the summer of 1880, a well driller agreed to drill a well in exchange for some of Lynch's livestock. At first, taste of the water worried the family, so they watered the livestock with it. Soon after, the family began to drink from the well, and they found they were feeling better. News of the healing waters spread quickly, and neighbors began drinking from the well. Within months, hundreds of strangers were arriving to the Lynch property, inquiring about the water. So, the Baker Hotel is that's how they pushed the Baker Hotel was like the mineral springs were like healing properties or something like that. So with the popularity of the water spreading to the town, Mineral Wells was formed in the fall of 1881, and with Mr. Lynch himself naming himself the first mayor. I didn't know that.
I don't know either.
So it was kind of strange how they wanted to go west, and they eventually had to settle because there was too many, and like the Texas Comanches, that people don't know, the Texas Comanches, they were pretty ruthless, man. They were a ruthless bunch, and they killed any and everybody. So they kind of settled down as like a fate just to land there, and then they drilled for water, and the water ended up being like healing or at least they thought it was healing properties. So several of the water wells were drilled soon after the mineral wells was established, with the most famous at the time being Crazy Well. I had never heard of that one as well, so no pun intended there. So
Crazy Well.
The well received the name from a story told about an elderly lady who drank from the water from the Crazy Well twice a day, overcame her mental illness. In mineral wells, most of the water wells contain a significant amount of lithium. I did not know that.
Is that good or bad?
Lithium is what they use for like mental health patients, which is used in treatment for various mental and mood disorders. In the early 1900s, stories of mineral wells healing waters brought visitors from around the world, and shortly after, bathhouses, drinking pavilions began to open. The trains that brought the visitors also helped mineral wells companies distribute their water products of mineral wells. During the Great Depression, mineral wells companies suffered due to the luxurious nature of the product and traveling costs. However, the Baker Hotel flourished, drawing its guests from the local and notable throughout the bleak years. That's wild.
It says, in 1929, the Baker Hotel opened its doors in Mineral Wells. It was a beautiful 14-floor hotel with 450 rooms. Baker Hotel used the mineral water to attract its many famous tenants. Some of these celebrities included Bonnie and Clyde, the Three Stooges, and Judy Garland. This $1.2 million hotel was open for a short amount of time due to the effects of the Great Depression and World War II. With so many people checking in and out, it makes sense that some of its guests seem to have never left.
I'm just going to add real quick. Clark Gable. Did you say Judy Garland already? Judy Garland and President Ronald Reagan.
Wow.
Stayed there. So that's awesome.
Like before he was president?
Yeah, this was in I think he was he was an actor then. Okay. Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
But I was going to read also here. In 1926, entrepreneur T.D. Baker commences in construction of the Baker Hotel in Mineral Wells in Texas. The cost of $1.2 million. In 1926, that was like a lot of money. That was like probably like $1 billion. In 1929, the Baker Hotel opens 2 weeks after the Great Depression stock market crash. That's like bad luck like hell. And the hotel, with its 460 rooms and 2 suites, 2 complete spas, an outdoor Olympic-sized swimming pool, and the famous Cloud Room, serves as a playground for celebrities, musicians, cattle Bartons. I don't know what a cattle Barton is. It's weird. Political leaders, reportedly, and all the people that you were talking about earlier, Bonnie and Clyde and all them stuff. So
I think that's cool that Three Stooges went there.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense given the fact of what they did.
Yeah,
they probably, they did their own stunts.
They got hurt a lot.
They got hurt a lot.
If you read their autobiographies and stuff like that, they did all their own stunts, and they would break ribs and
break ribs, freaking cut their gums,
concussions,
broken fingers, broken hands. I think they got burned too. It's just so it makes sense that they're included in that, not only because of how famous they are, but what you said, like the water is like healing factors, and they probably went there. So did they? I guess they used that for everything, for bathing,
like bathing,
drinking. Wow.
So in 1952, T.D. Baker retires and leaves the hotel to his nephew Earl Baker, and he operates it until he turns 70. In 1963, the Baker Hotel closed its doors, not for very long. In 1965, a group of civic leaders reopened the hotel for a handful of years, but a little profit leaves them little no choice to close it again. Mm-hmm. And so in 1972, the Baker Hotel closes. 1999, Laird A. Fairchild and Chad Patton began efforts to renovate the Baker Hotel, re-imaging the resort as the Baker Hotel and Spa. And leaves this currently in 2019. A development team announces and begins the historical restoration of the Baker Hotel and Spa. 3-year, $65 million renovation endeavors to return the grand old lady of Mineral Wells to her former glory, reigniting the hotel as the town of Mineral Wells. So that's where we are right now. I think they're still renovating it.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing it right now. So I think prior to all that, I wanted to go there, and I think I'm not really sure. I can't remember, but I think you have to pay to go research there, and that's the one they were like getting money. But I wanted to go there, but I always believed in Pentex that we didn't pay. You don't pay to do research. We would, because we don't charge anybody for investigations. So,
and you shouldn't be charged to investigate.
Yeah, and I get it. They're trying to make money, and
it's a hot spot. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that could be tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to get like a show, kind of like. Who did that? Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures, where they were investigating the place and they found like stuff behind a mirror.
Yeah,
I think it was Jason that found it from Ghost Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Jason? I think it was Jason.
I didn't watch a lot of Ghost Hunter stuff, so. Yeah, let us know what episode that was on Ghost Hunters. That way we can.
Yeah, but yeah, I get it. But it's just. If they're renovating it, then that's something that we could possibly stay at.
Yeah.
I mean, I would pay to stay there, and then get like an overnight experience. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. The hotel went bankrupt in 1932 due to the stock market crash, as I said earlier. The new owners kept it alive for a few more years, and we talked about that. And it changed hands, and during World War II became military dependence quarters. 1941, 1944. I did not know that. The doors reopened in the hotel in 1963, 1972, and they closed again. The hotel is occupied by spirits. Everybody knows that. It's super haunted, and it's believed that the famous ghost haunting the resort is actually T.D. Baker himself. So
I read and his mistress.
And his mistress, yeah. Right. So. I'll let you talk about that if you want to. You want to?
Yeah. Baker is said to have died in his suite, leaving him to walk the halls of his masterpiece endlessly.
Which floor was that? Is that
floor 11?
Floor 11.
11th floor. I don't know why they put that on there. Floor 11. And it's also interesting, I guess, whenever they had tour guides there, the tour guides would always knock on doors of the Baker Suite in order to not anger TD by them entering.
Wow.
I guess that would anger him.
So they must have had guests there already that didn't do that and got angered. So I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder what story, because I've been trying to find stories about it. And,
I'm pretty sure I'm going to find some in here. This is a good source that I'm finding here. Witnesses have claimed that the entire 11th floor smells of cigar smoke, matching the habit of the late T.D. Baker. Whenever a tour enters his suite, small items often disappear from the guests' handbags or pockets. The tour guides will find them laying on the floor of the Baker's room hours later when it is time to close up for the night. It looks like just Baker seems to be having fun. That's what they say, like he's just messing with them.
Yeah. But, I also, whenever you say stuff like that, it kind of makes me think about, because I've heard stories about spirit guides that try to protect you, and they don't want to, like, say for example, they don't want you to leave. They'll hide your keys because they're afraid you're gonna get into a wreck, or there's a famous story of like somebody couldn't find their keys during 9/11. He was late to work, and he didn't make it to the Twin Towers on time, and because he couldn't find his keys because his spirit guide was kind of hiding his keys, and the first plane had hit the first tower, and he was supposed to be working in it. So I've heard stories of that. I don't know if this,
I have a story. I think I told you this. A friend of mine that I used to work at my old job.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in New York when that happened, and she said that she was supposed to be in the North Tower for an interview at that same time.
Wow!
And
I think I do remember you telling me the story.
She set her alarm clock, and she goes, "It's funny because I always set my alarm clock like on my phone." Like the little piece of it, she was like, it was like they had a little alarm thing. I liked it because it was so loud.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was saying, she put it on her actual alarm clock that was like on plugged into the wall, and she said, I guess the power went out. The power went out, and she was late, and she still tried to make it. And whenever she said that she was in the cab heading down, that's whenever everybody heard the loud explosion, and she saw, and she was supposed to be like on one of those floors.
Do you still talk to her?
I don't. She was from Puerto Rico. She told me that she moved, that she left and moved. So,
I would have left too. So that's
yeah.
So whenever you told me that story about
spirit guides,
kind of
missing items. But yeah, that's a possibility. Baker also believed to have a message room he kept on the 7th floor. It is said that she jumped from the window of the 7th floor to her death. The reason of her suicide is unknown, but her fate as a permanent guest of the Baker Hotel is sealed. That's what they put.
Yeah.
It says right here. Some say the affair became too much for her, so she decided to take her own life. She has been spotted by countless patrons, and her lavender perfume is difficult to miss. So if you smell lavender perfume, especially, I'm assuming you're on the 7th floor, that many visitors have spotted the spirit of the mistress. Her red hair, piercing green eyes, and lavender perfume is unmistakable. She was first seen in the 1950s by a hotel worker. Let's see. More recently, I don't know how recently it is, but a maid of the hotel found broken glass scattered all over a room on the 7th floor, stained with the same red lipstick her ghost has been seen wearing.
That's kind of reaching there, but
yeah. The mistress will roam to different floors if she gets restless. Tour guides will hear the sound of her high heels walking all around the first floor. She is a flirtatious ghost who will touch and poke male tourists that she fancies. Mistress Baker is by far one of the most active spirits in the hotel, next to Baker himself.
Wow, that's so I guess you gotta appeal to her eye, or like you have to be like a pretty boy, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, or married, I guess.
I guess.
There's a lot here. I don't know if you want me to read it all, but there's some interesting ones out on here that are.
Yeah, let's talk about the bellhop and the little boy.
So the most gruesome spirit of the Baker is the bellhop. This poor young worker was in an elevator accident in the 1950s where he was chopped in half. His apparition is only the top half of his body. That's sad. Historical records have confirmed the death of this young elevator boy, matching the description of the ghost seen haunting the hotel. There's also another young boy who walks the halls. He passed around 1933 from leukemia while seeking treatment from the Mineral Springs. He is often accompanied by a shaggy dog.
So
I don't know about that. That's a little weird.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense that he was suffering from cancer and he wanted the mineral wealth to heal his body, but him and a dog, that is kind of weird.
He is one of the few spirits who have made the effort to communicate with local mediums, asking for help. Most of the spirits who haunt the Baker Hotel do not want to be helped. One medium claimed that the Baker may that the Baker may seem like a hotel full of tortured souls, but is the exact opposite. Many of these spirits came back or stay because of the great peace and relaxation they found while staying at the Baker Hotel. So it makes me, if they died,
right,
that was their heaven,
or their nexus.
Their nexus.
Wow,
that's.
He seems to be like the only one that wants help, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, it was that back then. Well, even now, like leukemia, anything like that is painful.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know about the dog though. Like, was it a dog that died there, and his spirit found him?
Yeah,
and attached himself to. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we can always talk about that later. There's also, I guess in the 1990s, a local woman working at a drive-through bank noticed that the windows on multiple floors of the Baker would be opened, and then later in the day, the same windows would be closed. The bank teller said she would always notice the open windows during slow times. She and a few of her co-workers started to monitor the windows, which ones was open, which one was closed, and what days and times. After a while, the pattern started to change. There was no rhyme or reason to the windows. No one has accompanied the hotel since 1970. The tour guides come and go during the course of the day, but they never stayed past dark. No one would have been there to close the windows at the time, the bank employees witnessed. So yeah, I mean, there's that. I wonder if... Because it seems like what they said, that they changed it changed patterns.
Mm-hmm.
You think they noticed that they were being looked at, or they noticed, or is it just happened to be coincidental that it's just a change? Because what if they open, if it's a tourist there, they open the window because back then there's no AC.
Right, it's kind of hot.
It's hot, so they opened it. That's what they needed. That's what you need to do is check the temperature. Maybe the temperature mimics of what they were feeling. They were feeling hot. So if it was hot during slow times, they opened the window, and then as it progressed through the day, they closed because it was getting too cold.
Yeah, but who's closing them?
Who was closing them? Yeah.
So
it is definitely. I'm gonna be honest, and I should know because I lived in Texas my whole life. I honestly thought Mineral Wells was like in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
So I did not know it was really close. I didn't know that it was close to us.
It's fairly close to us.
Yeah, it's like 50 or 51 miles west of Fort Worth. Which if you really think about it, is really not that far.
Yeah, Palo Pinto County is the other side of Fort Worth. Because, Fort Worth is Tarrant County. Palo Pinto County. I know I've gone camping out in Palo Pinto over at Possum Kingdom Lake. Where
is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Well, the toadies with that song Possum Kingdom.
But it was, it was based on a serial killer.
It was a guy that was you could label him as a serial killer. He was a guy that I wish I knew his name. I'm gonna look it up here in a minute. But it was a guy that he would get these ordered brides, like Asian ordered brides, and he would like have pay them to get here. And if he didn't like them, he would kill them and bury their bodies at Possum Kingdom Lake.
Yeah, that's serial killer, Robert.
Yeah, I was saying that, and your neighbor upstairs is really loud.
Yep.
So hopefully, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we're in Steven's apartment, and his neighbor upstairs is like, I don't know if they're tap dancers. Or they're in a marching band. I don't know.
I just keep telling myself the floor is weak, but I don't want to say that because I don't want them falling through like right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like right above us, literally.
I mean, apparently there was a lot of murders at Possum Kingdom. I'm reading a lot of it. There's, anyway.
Let's see. As the source that I'm reading right here, it says Baker Hotel restoration. Plans for restoration are already underway in the hope of restoring the Baker Hotel to resemble its former glory. The question is, are you going to be one of the first people to visit?
I
mean,
I mean, click on it, see if there's wait. I mean, there's like a price or something on it. So
No, they don't have that set up here yet. They're just also.
Why tease it?
I know, right?
If they're not going to give the information. So.
Yeah, I know. But it's obvious that it is haunted. What I want to know is if the Three Stooges are there.
That's a good question. I don't think any of them died there.
No, but it looked from what they're saying, it looks like a lot of the spirits that did pass on that didn't pass on there. It looks like they're there, like it was a part of them. Maybe they left something that was a part of them there, and that's why they are able to travel there. Isn't that weird? If you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like if you were to leave something that you really valued and precious that you lost, and you're like, I'm just gonna move on with my life and thinking you just lost an item, but when you die, you see places that you can visit because you left that certain item there.
Yeah. I was looking on here to see if there's actually underwater, like springs under the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It says here, an arch bridge connects the hotel to outdoor swimming pool. The hotel is once famous attraction to comfort, conventions, dancing, music, and healthcare. The empty underground parking lot of the Baker Hotel in the Mineral Wells is gated and locked. Once the grand property has been closed since 1972. So there was water under it, and if there's water under the Baker Hotel, that explains a lot of the paranormal activity, because you got water is anybody knows it. Bodies of water is a great conductor of EMF and paranormal energies, and it just harnesses it and it just keeps it there. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like you were saying, I'm pretty sure there is water. The question is that type of water, is it more clear? Is it more powerful to help? Or is it just, it doesn't matter? You know what I mean? Like
because water's water. And then you have the healing properties with lithium in it.
Does that like boost it up, like so them to give them that
extra boost
and to open up windows to pick certain items from tourists, and play with them, to see a full half body apparition of a bellhop boy, to smell the perfume, to be poked and touched by a mistress. I mean that sounds like any haunted place would have that, if it just activity.
If anybody's investigated the Baker Hotel, please email us at bigfootclub1@gmail.com. We want to hear your stories regarding the Baker Hotel. I've always wanted to go there, but I've always been, like I said, I've always been busy with Pentex, and Pentex policy at the time was not, we didn't pay to do any kind of investigations anywhere, so we just didn't do that. So it's one of the, it's on my bucket list to do. But we don't pay. We just don't do that. So. But
we will pay if
it's like up and going, like restaurant,
like a hotel. What do you think would be interesting? I think if we were to do that, I think one of us would have to be with the 7th floor, and one of us would have to be on the 11th floor.
Yeah.
To get the
and maybe and have walkie-talkies. We're gonna have walkie-talkies.
We're gonna have walkie-talkies. Yeah, like that's just something that's interesting. Like still kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be in a hotel. You're like, oh, this is nice, and then something pokes you or touches you, and you smell perfume, and you're like, oh god,
oh lord,
and then if you're on the 11th floor, it's what if you actually see Mr. Baker?
I know.
I was gonna say T.D. Jakes. That's why I just said Baker. Yeah. What if you actually see Mr. Baker himself, or you're like, man, where the heck is my phone?
I know.
Where's my walkie-talkie? What the heck?
Where are my keys?
Yeah, where are my keys? And then I'm talking to you on the walkie-talkie, and it's Mr. Baker, Baker 19.
I was gonna say, well, you try to react like the scene from Ghostbusters where
He's looking at me.
he can hear you, Ray.
He can hear you, Ray.
But if you on your bucket list, if you were to go stay at a hotel, what's top on your bucket list?
My top one. I can't think of any top like haunted hotels.
I mean, we
I can't believe I said that. The Shining.
The Stanley Hotel.
The Stanley Hotel. Yeah.
In Colorado.
Yeah, I think I would.
That's top on my list too.
Yeah.
Second is the Cecil Hotel.
Cecil Hotel.
I want to stay there, and then the Baker Hotel's probably.
I wish they had a portal because I don't want to be in that area, but I just want to be in the building.
You want to like forego
because
flying there?
Yeah. Well, no, not that. It's the being in that because that area it's like Skid Row. Like it's a terrible neighborhood. So yeah, like that's definitely up there because you got. We've talked about it before on a different episode. Like, what if Richard Ramirez,
the Night Stalker?
Night Stalker. He was actually staying there when I think possibly the most of the murders he committed.
Yeah,
and that's interesting, but definitely the Stanley Hotel.
That's number one on my list.
Because even Stephen King was there. That's where he wrote like some of his stories there.
Yep.
Maybe I should, my name is Steven, take a laptop and try to write a story there.
Mm-hmm. And then you say, hey, watch me write this story.
Yeah, cool. You're going to watch me? That looks so cool, man. You should totally type that. Oh, you watch me? So that's a Family Guy skit.
Family Guy reference there, so. So this is this is probably one of the episodes that I've been wanting to talk to and just never got a chance of doing it because I know I would really like to do another episode of the Cecil Hotel because I think last time we did it, you weren't a part of that one.
No.
And I think that we could probably do it justice and talk about it because like we could probably do a whole episode on Cecil Hotel by itself and do another episode on Lisa Lam. Because I know that story has always intrigued me. Because you can't really tell if that one was paranormal. And by saying this, I'm not making fun of anybody that's going through this. But she had mental, illness, and she was suffering from it. And who knows that whatever entity, because that whole building was just full of dark energy, and something could have like convinced her or manipulated her
because not to get too into it because we already did, but she wasn't taking her meds, and to be off your meds like that in that mental state alone, that whatever is wrong with like mental illness like that, it could open doorways probably in the brain where you can see stuff, hear stuff, and you're already like, I think was she schizophrenic? That alone is like just a doorway. I think spirits can sense that.
Yeah.
And they'll who knows on that. But yeah, we can definitely do an episode of the hotel itself and about her because was it paranormal? Was it a mixture of both? It's real sad.
I mean, it's just a sad story because there's another story I was reading. Actually today that I didn't know about. I don't know if you heard about this one because normally we don't talk about murders and deaths on this show. We normally talk about the paranormal and Bigfoot. But if it's like a mystery surrounding it, like okay, what caused this person's death? I'm kind of intrigued by it. There was a one of Caitlin Gonzalez was telling me about it today. She's my coworker and she's also moderator on Pentex. But she's telling me about the story about this guy named Joshua Maddox. Did you hear his story? Mm-mm. It's about that's happened in 2008. It's about a Colorado boy that went hiking one day and disappeared. They couldn't find his body. And in 2015, this landowner was going to demo his old cabin, and as he was demoing it, he hired some guys to take down the chimney because he didn't want to take down the chimney first. So apparently, Joshua's body was inside the chimney, upside down, only with a shirt on in a fetal position. And this kid was like, I don't know, he was pretty tall, like 6 foot, like 150 pounds, and he was up in a chimney. His body was mummified. His body didn't have any bullet wounds, stabbings, cuts. It didn't have any drugs in his system, but he was up in the chimney, and it was 2 weeks. It was 2 blocks from his parents' house, and his parents was looking for him. They never found him, and then when they discovered his body, he was mummified. It was like it was not decomposing at all. And so it's just a sad story because you don't know how he got up there because like his clothes, he was only wearing like a thermal shirt, he was naked, and his shoes, socks, pants, and underwear were folded inside the cabin, and somebody had drug like a breakfast bar in front of the entrance of the chimney to block it, and no one knows how he got up there because they just couldn't. They have it like an accidental, accidental death, but a lot of his family don't believe in that. So stuff like that, like Lisa Lamb, that stuff's always like intrigued me. Like, what, how did he die? Why, what state was he in? Was anybody with him? So anyway, so
that's like almost that unsolved mystery story where that guy in Baltimore. Man, I don't remember his name, but this one always stuck with me. He talked to his wife on the phone, and he was at home, and then he was like, "I gotta go." He ended the call abruptly and hung up, and then they never found him. He was missing, and I think they found his car like 2 weeks later, and it was by a hotel, and I think it was in Baltimore, and they couldn't find him, and then there was like an area that they had renovated in the back of the hotel, and they were all like, the security told the security guard, "Hey, check this because they're gonna start renovating this part right here that they've had blocked off for years. Can you go over here and just check there's no homeless people or anything?" He's like, "Yeah." So he goes and he smells like something really foul, and then he sees a body, and there's a hole on top of the roof, and the body's like there's pieces everywhere. Like he fell from a great height.
Like he splattered everywhere?
Yeah, he splattered everywhere. And they did the DNA and they matched it was him. But they were saying, he committed suicide, jumped from the other building. But they were saying like the building that height.
Oh yeah, I do remember this story.
Yeah, and he fell through the like whoever did it aimed him, or they were in a helicopter. It's like they were like he fell from like they said that the way his body was, it said it would not be that high for it to cause his body to splatter like that. Like it needed to be like higher. Yeah, and the weird part about it is that his wallet and his glasses were near the hole. Like his glasses was on top of his wallet near the hole. Like somebody put it there. Like
they were just trying to rush to get out of there. You think?
Maybe, but it just made no sense. Like it was his glasses, his wallet, and his shoes, neatly placed by the hole on top of the building, and it just made no sense. That right there always stuck with me, and I forgive me, I don't remember his name, but it's a sad story too because they still can't figure out what happened and what led to his death. Because, they brought back Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. It was like the very first episode.
I remember you telling me about this one.
And it just bothered me because I was like what happened? And
May the 24th, 2006, the body of Ray Rivera was found inside the historical Belvedere Hotel in Mount Vernon neighborhood in Baltimore, Maryland. Although the event was ruled a probable suicide, the Baltimore Police Department circumstances of his death was mysterious and disputed.
Like the way that security guard, he was crying.
Yeah.
He goes, "I didn't know what," because he stepped on something, and obviously it was a body part.
Yeah.
and he, turned on his flashlight, and he just saw like red
everywhere,
and it was everywhere. Like, and he looked up.
That's gonna stick with him forever.
He looked up, and pieces of like the body was through that hole, and he was like, he just didn't. That's almost as disturbing as what's her name from the Cecil Hotel. Like, her body was in that water thing, and people were drinking.
Yeah, her body was decomposing,
and the water was tasting bad. And they're like, "What? Why is the water coming out like this? Why is it?" It's just. That's something you don't recover from mentally.
No.
So yeah, Ray Rivera. That's something that we could always bring that up sometime, because the story is actually really scary.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but I don't think I ever told anybody on the air the story, but I was working as a security guard. I was a flex officer. So I was one of these guys that if someone got fired or needed vacation, I would just go fill in. I would work different properties, and so if someone needed time off, I would just go work it.
You were a floater.
I was a floater. So I was working this one place off Turtle Creek in Dallas. And it was a 1-story building, and it was being renovated, and they had put glass all the way around this property, and the construction group had these stacks of glass on a forklift, and I wasn't supposed to work that night, and the supervisor called me, says, "Hey man, I need you to go work this." Like, it was like 11:30 at night. Because I need you to go work this right now. I go, right now? He goes, yeah. So I go, okay. I go, let me get dressed, and I drove. And so I drove, and I get there, and it was like a lot of security people there, like more than usual. Because usually when you go work like a deep night shift, you just go and you just trade information with the guy that's there, and he goes home, and then that's pretty much it. There's nobody in the building. So when I get there, there's police, there's ambulance. It was like 3 or 4 security cars there, the company I was working for. And so, as I walked up, the guard that I was relieving was on the side of the street, sitting on the curb, and he looked like he was like in anguish, like he was like crying, and his clothes were all wrinkled, and like it looked like he just like had lost it. And I walked up, and it was 2 other supervisors were there, and he walked me over to the side, and he said that during his shift that the construction group was doing a forklift, and they were moving like the panes of glass, and these were really big things of glass. They're like 10 feet high, and they're probably like 5 feet wide, and they were like thick. And there was like as the guy was moving it on the forklift, the stacks of glass, there was a guy guiding him where to go, and apparently this guy was going too fast. He put on the brakes, and all this glass slid off and and smashed the guy. And like, he was still under the glass. Like, when I got there, it was still under the glass. And so the security guard saw it all, and it bugged him like crazy. And he ended up going home. I don't even think he came back.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see the body. They kind of covered it up. They kind of blocked it off, and they like had all the the Dallas morgue and the police and paramedics were all there, and they end up moving the body. But
yeah.
I don't know if that place is haunted. I didn't go back after that either too. So
did you do that shift though?
Yeah, I finished the shift.
I
finished the shift till like 7 in the morning.
So you were there to relieve the guy because he was
Yeah, he couldn't work it.
He couldn't work it.
He couldn't work it. He was
witnessing that.
Yeah, he saw it all. I didn't see anything, so I just saw all the glass that was there, and they were telling me his body's still under there. And I go, okay, so I just did my shift, and it was kind of hard to work it, knowing that there was a dead person, a person who had passed, tragically, probably like 80 yards away. So it's kind of weird.
That is weird. Yeah. Especially that you know where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. No, I don't think you ever told me that story. That's a little gruesome, even kind of traumatic to this day, because you didn't really witness it. But
I didn't witness it, and I think if I did, it probably would have affected me pretty bad. So, and I'm glad I didn't. So
yeah. Hopefully that other security guard is okay.
Yeah. He's probably not in security anymore. He's probably doing
Yeah.
something else. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway. So, what do you think about this episode so far?
I love it.
Yeah,
It's different than what we did.
yeah, it
You're
is.
gonna do a lot of editing. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't realize how bad it was gonna be until hearing.
No, it's okay. That's what I do. It's what I do. No, don't like something I say.
Yeah.
But
Catchphrase.
yeah, catchphrase, catch move. Anything you want to bring up or?
No. Other than the Baker Hotel in Mineral Wells is definitely interesting. If anybody if we have any listeners that actually researched it or actually investigated the area, like I would like to hear their stories. If they have anything they would like to share, whether it be evidence or just stories, that would be nice, because this, honestly, like I've heard of this hotel, but again, I thought this was like in the Panhandle.
In the Panhandle, yeah.
And I didn't realize how close it is, and just the fact that the story behind it about the water being a healing factor, and I love the Three Stooges. I think that's like so cool that I didn't even know that they would even come to Texas. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just so cool. Judy Garland too. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
That's just cool, and hopefully they are still renovating it, and hopefully it will be something to.
I mean, like the pictures that on the website, look at it. I mean, it's like in bad shape, but it still looks grand. You know, it's like the lobby and stuff. It looks really like fancy.
Yeah, if they just clean it, it would look nice again.
Just
get some Fabuloso and a
just
mop.
do it. Yeah,
just clean it. Hire some people to clean it.
Yeah, just get some Fabuloso and like a loofah, and you're good.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, it's that's definitely cool. I'm pretty sure that whole town's probably haunted too, right?
I would think so. Yeah,
Because
I mean,
just the water there.
the water and the Comanches, and probably
You know what would be cool? If we actually did an investigation there and we invited the band members of the Toadies.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I'd be like going like that, like say it. I come from the water. That would be cool. But yeah, no, that's all I have to say about that.
How about that? No, actually, what I was going to say is that I'm planning on interviewing, and I don't know if you're going to be able to do this one, but I'm going to interview Sarah with Weird Horizons podcast. She's out of the UK, and so if I do it, it has to be Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
That's the only time she's available.
So good. Sunday morning, what time?
I don't know. It's like the UK is like 5 hours ahead of time, so she said she has to do it before 3:00 her time. So
shoot, that's gonna be like what, like 7 in the morning?
I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that one. So.
Well, when is it?
April 10th.
I will try. Blair's off, so I'll just have her get the boys and.
Yeah, and then I can FaceTime you, or message you in, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever works.
It's whatever.
It's whatever, man.
Who's saying that?
Your best friend.
You're gonna say that?
Yeah. His side hobbies include labeling drinks and putting chocolate on the door.
Like the regular viewer, we're probably going to say, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. That's pretty good. Chocolate on the door. Can you put chocolate on my door?
Well, he also did put poop in another person's grill and got our tire slashed.
Okay. Well, then that's got even worse. What? How come,
oh, no.
How come I'm talking like that?
Like that guy from Family Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind
pay in panties.
Pay in panties.
But yeah, that's your best friend there.
Yeah, we won't say his name.
No, he didn't deserve the credit. Oops,
So,
did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yeah, you did, but it's
Credenza,
okay.
man. Credenza. Sell that. I saw it online. You can get some money out of it. Yeah, why don't you get the money too? All right. Okay.
So I think this one came out pretty good. I think, yeah, like you said, I got to do a lot of editing on it. Which is okay.
I'm expecting to get a couple texts saying, "God dang, there was a lot of stuff you picked up."
Yeah.
Then you're probably gonna text me, "Why are you breathing hard?"
So anyway,
what minute are we on?
We're on 1 minute 7 seconds.
Woo!
So it's probably gonna end up maybe cut it down to 50 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
I guess it'll be a short episode.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's you think our number one fan will enjoy it?
Yeah, probably.
Your cousin,
Carol Briones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
let's do some shout outs here.
Yeah.
So Carol Briones, my cousin, and her husband, Albert, Combs hair Albert. Say hello to them and her two little twins, Maya and Angel Dominguez. They're probably listening to us too. My niece and nephew, your cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They're twins. You see, Josh Martinez out of Arizona. He's
Mm-hmm.
probably listening to us. Let me see, who else listens to us all the time?
Blair's. I guess I don't want to say. I guess boss, Travis. If he's listening, please don't put another wild card. We do whirly ball. I thought that was kind of mean.
Yeah.
He's like, hey Steven, you wanna join us in whirly ball? I was like, no, I'm good. All right, listen to your podcast. Just pulled it out real quick.
Did he really do it like that?
No, it just looked like he was setting it up.
Yeah.
He knew I was going to say no. He know because I think Blair told him, he's like, yeah, he's not going to play. He's not going to want to play. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, I think he quick draw.
Yeah.
Quick draw McGraw.
But he's probably going to love this. He's been on 2 podcasts now.
Yeah, I know.
2 shout outs.
Blair
was telling me that Cassandra listens to the podcast too.
Yeah.
She listens to every podcast, dude?
From what she told me, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Shout out to Blair's sister, Cassandra.
Cassandra, thank you for listening. She probably doesn't like all the goofiness. No,
what?
She probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's got it.
Yeah.
Regardless. So.
Yeah. If she's listening to every episode, then yeah, I say we're doing something right.
I'm trying to think who else listens to it. We need to shout out to Robert Cuddy. We haven't done a shout out to him in a while. He's based out of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He's a truck driver. He was probably the first guy to actually message me saying he loves the show. Shout out to Wes Anderson with In the Shed with Wes Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Terry Kegel, Porch Matters podcast. Big shout out to Matt Knapp,
mm-hmm.
Bigfoot Crossroads. Matt's going through some stuff. We want Matt to get better, and we're going to be doing some tie-in shows. We're going to be, he's going to do like a first one part, and we're going to do the second part. We're going to do one part. He's going to do the second part. So we're going to do some tie-in podcasts with
crossovers.
Some crossovers.
Yeah, it's a crossover special event.
Yeah, it's like New 52.
Yeah, exactly.
But anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about there, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see who else we got to do shout-outs to. Luke Gross, my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny the Marvelous Marvel.
Tim
Cassius Clay.
I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah. Call us, buddy. You don't know him, Logan Kraft. He does Beaver Productions, I think. He does he did our video.
Yeah. Okay.
He did our video. Logan Kraft. We got to get Logan Kraft on it. He's a cool guy, and
yeah,
he's funny. He's funny, and he loves wrestling. And
we owe him that much for making an awesome intro.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I was being a diva on it, and he was being real patient with me. So
it's funny. I filmed that where he used that snippet. I filmed that at work.
Did you? Room. Yeah, I did. I filmed mine in my office.
If you really pay attention, you could probably see the logo where I work at. But I'm not going to tell you what. But if you want to, it's like a puzzle. If you want to find out,
yeah. So shout out to Logan Kraft, my home slice. I'm trying to think who else listens to the podcast.
Any haters?
Yeah.
if there's any haters that listen, thank you for at least giving us the opportunity to at least you hear us out. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm really good with criticism. There's people that write into our YouTube page or our YouTube channel, and they're really critical on that one. So they, like, one guy was telling me that our intro was too long, and then he was right. It was like a minute and 30-second intro, so I dropped it down to like 35 seconds.
A minute and 29 seconds.
No. So, and people are really super critical, and I'm okay, but with being critical on myself, because I want to get better at this at this podcasting stuff, and I want to get better, and I want to expand. I love Bigfoot, I love the paranormal, but I want to expand and do other stuff, and talk to other people, and just like have I'm going to steal this from Terry Kegel, just have a conversation.
Yeah.
So, but
you'd be surprised how much you learn by just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And getting to know the person, and if you're talking about a certain subject, you expand your ideas on that too.
Yeah. And like I was saying, we're going to be interviewing like Sarah with Weird Horizons. I've been listening to her podcast this week, and it's actually pretty good. She's got a whole series on Hollow Earth, and it's something that I wouldn't mind be talking about. Hollow Earth, the Hollow Earth theories on, just like, because like it seems really believable. People really gravitate to that story of Hollow Earth. I don't know why, but
I need to look into that.
It's what's what King Kong Godzilla.
Oh,
Hollow Earth.
And,
so
La Brea, or that show La Brea.
Yeah.
Where they fall into there's an earthquake, and they fall on the earth. They magically survive a 1,000-foot drop into a prehistoric time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And it has its own sun and air.
Yes.
And moon. So
with that show, but I'm pretty sure her aspect on it is probably better. But yeah, that's interesting itself.
I'm just typing right now. So
typing in.
Trinidad Martinez.
Oh, okay.
So
shout out to Trinidad.
Shout out to Trinidad. But I'm pretty excited about just talking to Sarah, talking to Logan. We got to get Luke back on. We just got to get Luke, and we got to get Ken Marvel back on. I want to tackle other paranormal stories, and I want to talk to other paranormal people. I do want to do a quick shout out to Cecilia Clark. She's going through some medical stuff right now, and she's taking a break from podcasting and paranormal and stuff. And I just want to give a really quick shout out, positive vibes to her. We're thinking about you, and we're praying for you to get better. So she's been on an episode with us. I've done 2 episodes on her podcast. She's really good people, and anytime I've had some kind of paranormal stuff in the Austin area, she's taken care of. So she's really good. I just want to give her a shout out and positive vibes to her. So we're gonna call it a night. Good night.
Yep. Good night and good luck.
Good night and goodbye.
Mm-hmm.